Yo, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bank Phillies podcast. I'm your host, Pete, along with my co-host here, Henry.
Yo, yo.
Man, we are back. Our fifth episode. Just want to shout out to everybody that, has followed us recently. That continues to keep up with us so far. Make sure you're following Instagram, follow Twitter, follow TikTok, subscribe to YouTube. Finally got those videos back up and running last week, which was good. But yeah, it's we're already on 5, so we're making progress, we're improving, and we're continuing to grow. So continue to stick with us, and we appreciate all the support. And yeah, it's
Love it.
season's almost here.
Almost. And we're less than 2 weeks from opening day. You're
uh
going to opening day. I'm not,
I am.
unfortunately.
I
But
can't wait. I can't wait.
dude,
It's
did you
like,
see the ticket prices for all the
yeah,
different apps?
they are
There
ridiculous,
isn't one below like 160.
dude. It's ridiculous. I just, these after market sellers, whatever, with all the
Yeah.
fees and shit. It's like, all
Yep.
right, like, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. But so we have a special segment that we are gonna get into today. It is called BTB Mailbag. So basically, on our Instagram, as some have saw, I put up a poll or so and so Q&A type of thing where I wanted everybody to do one statement or one prediction for the Phillies going into the season, or one question that had to do with the Phillies in general. And we got, a couple good responses, and I'm excited for this new segment. It should be fun
Me
because
too.
it's going to get us talking about some Phillies, and
Yep.
this is something that we continue to do in the future. So, our first person that gave us a response yesterday, Philly Sports Haven. Shout out to them. I know they recently just followed us and been in discussions about them about collabing in the future.
Stay
Um,
tuned.
yeah, their statement that they gave to us was Bryce wins Gold Glove at first base this season.
I don't see why he can't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, every list I've seen, and we bashed the list last week about the top second baseman, but every list that I've seen from every platform is Bryce is a top 3 first baseman. It's no question. Freddie's good and Matt Olson are good. Those are the two guys that are usually ranked ahead of him, but their glove isn't as good as Bryce's.
Yeah. It's like I'm 50-50 on it. I could see it happening for sure. But the competition is difficult. Like you say, you brought up Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson, those guys. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. He's got to be on his A game, and I know he will be. And the good thing about it is that this year he's coming to the season healthy, um, and he's
He's
not
getting
missing any time. So
he's getting a full spring training in,
yeah,
which is nice.
exactly. And he's improving. He's obviously doing drills. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
But it's the competition is gonna be difficult for sure.
It is. And I think that's the toughest part about the first base position. Like there's so many good players at that position because they need to be in the lineup because of their bat or whatever, and the fielding just kind of comes. You know what I mean? So it's difficult. It's one of the more difficult ones to win a Gold Glove for. Um, but the way that I think about it is like once you get past the top like 4 or 5, there's a big drop off defensively from the
Mhm.
top 5 to like 6 through 10. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah,
Like there's not it's like the same guys, and now that Bryce is in it, it's same guys, like the same 5 that are in the running for it every year, and then the drop off is immense from like I said, top 5 to the bottom half of the top 10.
absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, we look at it now. It's like, okay, we have Bryce Harper at first base for us. Like, you can't go wrong now. You know what I'm
No.
saying? So it's like, he can compete with those other guys for sure. But I mean, Freddie Freeman, man, he's good. I mean, with the bat as well. And then what Matt Olson does. So
Yeah. Well,
um,
we'll see if he hits 52 home runs again this year. I don't think it's going to happen.
yeah, nah, it'll
A lot
definitely
a
probably
lot
drop.
had to go right for the Braves last year. I'm not going
Oh
to get into a Braves topic, but
no,
like
yeah, for
that
sure.
was surprising that he hit 52. Like he's a power hitter, but 52 is a lot of home runs.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely. And I mean, it takes a lot out of you. And I mean,
right.
but yeah, it's shout out to sports Philly Sports Haven. Good stuff on that.
All right. So from Gabby _ Smith, wants to know favorite Phillies player of all time and why.
Ooh.
I'll let
Hmm.
you go first on this one.
Oh man. Um, that's a good one just because there's so many options. And I guess we can go recent, right? I mean,
Yeah, we could go, dude. I mean, you can't. I'm not gonna say Mike Schmidt.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't. But um, listen, it's obviously gonna sound biased, but I'm gonna say right now, Bryce Harper is my favorite Philly all time. I could include guys like Rollins, Utley, and Howard because I caught kind of the tail end of that era, and they were amazing. And out of those 3, I'd probably say J-Roll for me, just because, his attitude, his play in the field and stuff like that. I just it's just something about him I always loved. But yeah, as of right now, I would say Bryce Harper just because of, how he represents the city, how he represents the team. He's always locked in. He's always, giving it his all, and I'm not saying nobody else does, but it's just like his representation of the city is just what everybody looks for. He hates losing and we hate losing, he loves winning, we love winning and stuff. And just, the last 2 seasons he's come up big for us. And I just, I want to see him win a championship so bad.
Oh yeah, it's that was the thing about last year, and the thing that frustrated me the most. I loved the guys on that team, and it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, as a fan, you want a championship. I wanted those guys to get a championship as Phillies. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Because Schwarber already got one with. Was Schwarber on the Nationals team that won a championship? He
No, he
was,
was
right?
not.
He was
Nah, he was
not?
not.
Okay,
No.
alright. But he was on the Cubs one that won a championship.
Yeah.
Um, Trey was on the one that won a championship in Washington, I'm pretty sure, then he got traded to LA. Like,
Yep.
those guys already have them, Bryce doesn't.
Yeah.
So and it kind of eliminates that stigma or whatever that he's like a bad teammate and that he can't
Yeah.
win the big one, and, you know, I remember when we traded or not traded, when we signed him, it was, "Oh, well, is he even clutch? Can he even get hits in big spots?" I
Yeah.
mean, there isn't a non-clutch bone in that guy's body, man.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, I could just show you Bedlam at the bank right away. That's the best home run in Phillies history.
Oh yeah. I
You know
agree.
what I mean? So it's like, it's there's nothing you can say about him that would make me think that A, that was a bad signing, or, I mean, anything past that. It was a great signing. Like, he's gonna end up being the best Philly of all time.
Oh
He's
yeah.
gonna pass Mike Schmidt. He's gonna
Yeah.
hit 500 home runs. He's gonna do all that.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
that is why he's my favorite Philly
yeah.
of all
It's
time.
just like I said, it's there's other guys, from the era before with Utley and all them.
Well,
It's like they were just
so
amazing.
out of
Like,
that era, Utley's my favorite. Out of like, because
yeah,
you go from those three guys, you go from Howard, Rollins, and Utley, and everybody's got a different opinion on each one. But
yeah.
Utley was my guy. Like, I loved watching Utley,
Oh
and
yeah.
he was just so consistent.
Oh
Which he should
yeah.
have gotten in the Hall of Fame this year, but he'll probably get in the next year or two.
Hopefully, I mean,
Um,
definitely deserves over some others. So
yeah, I think there's a strong possibility that he gets in the next 3 years at the most. I don't think
absolutely,
he's gonna need the whole ballot. Jimmy Rollins not getting in the Hall of Fame is a travesty,
yeah,
but
that's gonna be rough. Yeah,
it's
it
tough.
is. It is.
And then we have a statement from the same, user, Gabby_Smith. I think Rojas is gonna explode in such a good way.
I mean,
I dude, his hitting is just not there.
have you seen spring training? I
It's
mean,
bad. I think so. I agree with her in the sense that once he comes up to the majors again, he's gonna be a beast.
yeah.
We've seen what he can do defensively. It's just a matter of getting his batting down because you can't have the ninth batter essentially be a pitcher again. We've been over this for years. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
they brought the DH here, and it's like now, oh great, now we have Rojas who hits 180. I'd be fine if he hit 225, but he's not even doing that. And the
Yeah,
spring isn't always a good indication. You know what I mean? Like it depends, but it just I don't see that happening at the beginning of the year. But I think by the end of the year he'll be an everyday player.
it could happen. From what I see right now, and I like Rojas. Don't get me wrong. But Christian Pache is really standing out to me right now, and I really think that he is going to be right there with getting that, roster spot for, wherever he's playing. It was center field, left field. Um, I just think right now Rojas, it's there's so much more that he has to improve on right now, and I don't know how long that's gonna take. And
Yeah.
you know, yeah, if it takes as long as into the like close to the end of the season, okay, cool, we could bring him up and he can maybe do something for us if we get to the postseason. But like right now, it's just like I don't really want to waste any time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Like you don't see it.
yeah, I just don't see it
Yeah.
right now. And like I said, it could happen, but right now, I don't see it. It's just I don't know. He's got a lot to work on. He's got to get. I feel like he's got to get his confidence up too.
Yeah.
But like he's still young. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, I gotta maybe cut him a little bit of slack.
Right.
But I just think right now Pache is really that guy over him as of right now.
I could see that. I mean, he's Pache's having a great spring. He's having a
Amazing.
great spring.
Yeah.
So it's going to depend on what Rob Thompson wants to do. And I think
Hmm.
they want Rojas to have the job so bad,
Yeah.
which I understand to an extent, but it's like they haven't came out and said anything yet, and we only have like not even a week and a half left of games, you know?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And they put out the lineup the other day that I think I sent it to you, and
Hmm.
it was before Schwarber ended up sitting down.
Hmm.
Um, it was trying to find a lineup here. Just give me 1 second.
I think it was.
Yeah, here we go. On Monday, March 11th. So it was Schwarber, Turner, Harper, JT, Stott, Bohm, Castellanos, uh, Witt, Merrifield, and Christian Pache. And then it was Wheeler. And where they have okay. But to me, Marsh should have been where Merrifield is,
Hmm.
but I don't see that not being the opening day roster. You said it,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
I
I've
mean,
seen people all over the place say it. So it's I wouldn't be surprised if that was the opening day roster in that order because the Schwarber thing, I'm kind of over complaining about it because I complained about it for a little while and then I realized, well, when you put him there, we end up winning games. So
yeah,
who really cares? You know what I mean? Like it is what it is.
yeah, for sure. And I think, I mean, Whit Merrifield's been playing pretty good, but I've been seeing a lot of people like in certain comment sections where they're just like, yeah, well, he might get tired out by the end of the season and, he won't do any good for us. It's like, dude, well, okay, yeah, like he is 35, pretty sure, right? 35, 36 around that area.
Yeah.
It's like he's
I think
older.
he's 35.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, like, it's cool that he's producing in spring training, and he'll definitely produce in the season, but not to get off topic, but, I mean, he's been playing pretty well,
No, yeah,
but,
yeah. And
yeah,
he's
no,
not
I
gonna be an
see.
everyday player, so
Nah, nah, and I see that lineup definitely being probably the opening day roster, maybe a surprise here and there that we don't know about, who knows,
right, right.
but yeah, it's hope the lineup will be good either way, I feel like.
Yeah, if you put Rojas or Pache, don't get me wrong, I don't think Pache is gonna be, like, batting 350, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
nah,
But
nah.
I just think right now you gotta ride the hot hand, and that's gonna be a lot with that position this year, it's gonna be a lot of riding the hot hand,
Yeah,
and you're gonna put Martian left, which I like. I liked Martian left, in the postseason. I really like that.
yeah,
That
I
was a
need
good little
I need a Brandon Marsh t-shirt, bro. I was trying to find one the other
yeah.
day at Rally House, and I couldn't find one. Of course, it wasn't in my size, so,
Right, right, right.
but yeah, I need a Brandon Marsh t-shirt. He's gonna be,
Yeah, he's the man.
I'm telling you, man, he just brings the energy, brings the vibes. It's
Yeah.
awesome. But moving on to our next follower that gave us a response, Matt Pensabine, shout out to him. So he said Zach Wheeler, NL Cy Young Award winner this year.
I mean, he's gonna be in contention.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen his splitter?
I think I've seen a clip or
It's
two, but
gross. It is
yeah,
gross. He didn't even need another pitch, and now he's got another one. He's gonna be. I sang his praises last pod because we talked about the extension, but dude, he's really, really good. And the fact that we have him for another 3 years, and now you can get all that crap out of the way, all that business crap out of the way. I'm
yeah,
all for it. I'm all in. He's gonna be really, really good for this team. Him and
Yeah.
Nola as like a 1-2. Whew.
Yeah, I think he wins it. I think he wins it this year.
Yeah,
I so think that. I do.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
I
I'm
would I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll put a future bet down right now that he's gonna win Cy Young. I
Man, I wonder
mean,
what that's at.
hey, I mean, I'm just saying, man, he can
Yeah,
get
I
it
mean,
done.
it's yeah. There's not many pitchers that can get it done, but he's one of them. You know what I mean? Like he's he's just he's a different kind of player because he's not like in your face. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Not in your face, but he's not very he's not very he's not
cocky.
an
He's not
extrovert.
cocky or anything like that. Like
Right.
he's
And he's not
very
cocky.
humble.
He shows up, he keeps quiet, he does his job, and he walks off the mound. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I gotta check out the odds for this. You
That's
got
what I'm
to.
doing. That's what I'm doing right now.
So Zach
Um,
Wheeler is a plus 900 right now,
oh, he's
and
second.
Strider's in front of him. Which I mean, yeah, Strider is gonna have consideration, but I mean,
I can't wait till he comes here in the postseason and we rock him again.
Yamamoto at plus 1400. Okay, yeah, that's enough of that.
Dude, yeah.
I'm not
We're
gonna
gonna
get
get
into
into
that,
that a little bit later, yeah.
but let's keep on top of here. Here we go. Let's and then I mean, let's like I said, I think he's gonna win it, but um,
I think
moving
if
on.
Strider doesn't win it, I don't see anybody else other than Wheeler winning it.
Yeah,
If
nah,
he has
yeah,
a season like he had last year.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And then Matt also said, will Aaron Nola have under 4.0 ERA next season or this season? I should say.
Well, if they take away the Rav fourth inning, then maybe.
The rap where they, yeah, I didn't see
Dude,
any shit about that.
every
That's
fourth
funny.
inning he collapses.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Like
If he can get past the fifth inning, that would be great. I mean,
I am curious to see what he does with the change in the mechanics
hmm
that he had in the playoffs where he
yeah,
they said that he wasn't squaring up to the plate because
hmm
he was looking at the pitch clock, which I think that personally I think at that level you shouldn't really be paying attention to that kind of stuff, but it was a change
yeah,
that just happened this year that I mean, god, he's been playing baseball for almost 30 years and now
hmm
all of a sudden he's got a clock, you
yeah.
know? It's like you can't really blame him for things like that.
No, not at
Um
all.
But I want to see what happens with his mechanics because if he pitches as well as he did in the postseason, I'm not saying only give up like one run, whatever. I'm not
hmm
saying that because he's going to have bad starts. Like bad spot starts are going to happen. Zach
Yeah,
Wheeler gets rocked around the Nationals every year for whatever reason. I don't know why,
yeah,
but he's going to have a couple bad starts. But I'm curious to see how much those mechanics really change his stats and his numbers and his ERA.
yeah. I just a better start would be good this year. And nothing. There's no pressure on him now. I feel like his weight lift off his shoulders, and there's no I feel like bad blood or any type of thing with the fans. There's what I'm saying, like he's gonna want to show and prove that okay, like I still got it. Even after signing, and stuff like that. So I definitely think it'll be under this year. I would say in the three,
I think it's
year
going to be like
area, like
around 3.8.
yeah, like something in that aspect. But
It's
I don't
it's
think
tough to get an under 4 ERA.
it is. No,
Like,
it is.
that's no
It
joke,
is.
you know?
But I don't think it would be anything over 4. I think last year was over 4, right? Pretty sure it
Probably.
was like
More than likely.
4.36 or something like that. I don't know, but
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, I mean, listen, we'll see what happens, but
I think
definitely
there's a lot of
will.
hope for this pitching staff right now, though. I
Oh
will
yeah,
say that.
there's a lot of
We
positivity.
went a long time without even a legit number 2, and now
Yeah,
we have a 1 and 1A. Like, it's
exactly. And then you had
crazy.
Suarez in
Yeah,
there.
and then you have Ranger. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
you know?
But yeah, so shout out to our followers that responded to the poll. We're gonna probably continue to do that. And we need more people. Hey, just to get involved and say something, and you know we can discuss. So,
We have a
um,
couple questions that we left off, so
oh
maybe we'll
yeah,
use those next week. Maybe,
absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Shout out to those that responded, even if we didn't get to it. We appreciate it. But so moving on to our next segment, that's also new. I know you're pretty fired up about some things that
I
are
am.
bothering you
I am. I am. We're gonna. Pete pointed out to me that apparently I say, "You know what bothers me?" I say
a
that
lot.
quite a bit.
Yeah,
So we decided that I'm gonna do a segment of things that are bothering me.
I might mute my
First
mic.
thing, You might not want to because I'm gonna need your opinion on the first thing I say. Why is Jake Cave still on the roster? He stinks. He stinks. I don't get it. For whatever reason, we in Philadelphia, it happens with the Eagles, it happens with the Sixers, it happens with all these. Mike Missinelli points it out in his podcast. I listen to that one quite a bit. It's a pretty good podcast. So shout out to them. But why do Philly fans just get enamored by these clowns? These clowns. I don't get it. These players who are less than mid, and he has a good spring training. It's Scott Kingery all over again. What are we holding on to? What are we holding on to with this guy? And this is my problem too with now I'm getting heated already. This is my problem too with the Pache and Rojas thing. If you have to keep Pache on the roster because Pache and Cave, they don't have any minor league options left. So we can't send them down. We just have to designate them for assignment, essentially just cut them. So why are we keeping Jake Cave around? This is an easy decision. It's Pache and it's Rojas. And then you could put Weston Wilson there if you really wanted to. He's down in AAA all the time. You can just call him up. It's not that difficult. Dude, it just it boggles my mind that they keep this guy around.
Yeah, I think Cave will. I think he'll miss out on the roster. I don't think he's gonna.
God, I hope.
I don't
I
think he's
hope.
gonna make it. I can't stand him either. So
I just
I'm tired of seeing his
I
name.
just dude, it makes no sense because Phillies fans are like, oh, well, I love that guy. Why? Why? What does he bring? Nothing. Nothing. Like aside from having a great head of hair, he's got nothing. He's
Nothing.
got nothing.
He
Like
brings
I
nothing
just
to the team.
dude, he's not even bringing depth. Like he provides no depth to this roster.
I mean,
He can
and he's
play
an
anywhere. I get it. He is what people think. Whit Merrifield is what people think Jake Cave is. I'll put it that way. It's
that's
true.
crazy.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's an
No.
ultimate utility guy, and people think that I just. Somebody said, "Why do we sign Merrifield? We have Cave."
Yeah. You
Really?
should. You obviously don't know
Seriously?
ball.
Yeah. Like I don't want to hear that. Like I really don't. And it's like I just. It's ridiculous. And like Witt's played in the major leagues for however long. Like he led the league in stolen bases. Like
Yeah.
it makes zero sense why these people want to get so hung up on these mid to bottom tier level players. Why?
Yeah.
We don't need him. We don't need him. We have players that can replace him. It's not hard. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'll take Weston Wilson over J Cave.
That's what I mean. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So the next thing, this is going to be more of around the league. I'm going to try and do 1-1 every time we do this
Yeah.
segment, or
Absolutely.
maybe we'll expand. Who knows?
Yeah.
But why are we putting, or why are we not putting World Series champions number one in power rankings after the season? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Oh crap! Siri picked that up. Nice.
Even Siri agreed. I think. I mean, hey,
Whoa! No, come on now.
we're keeping that.
So it's that's fine. Whatever. So it just doesn't make sense. Like you see the postseason. It's like way too early power rankings, and they're like seventh. I'm like they just won the World Series. They just won the World Series. Like it doesn't make any sense. They have Max Scherzer. They have Jacob DeGrom, and as much as I hate Jacob DeGrom because he wasn't Met, they're a stacked team. Adolis Garcia, all those guys, Corey Seager. They're an insane team. What puts them aside from like the Braves or something? I'm sick and tired of the Braves getting ranked number one. They win 105 games and they lose in the playoffs. Other
Yeah.
than 2021, that's the only time they won. And I don't even want to hear about that because then Freddie Freeman left, and it's because of your incompetent front office and his agent.
Yeah. I definitely don't understand that either. You would think, I mean, after winning the whole thing, that you would be favorite, especially if you're bringing players back. I
That's what I
mean,
mean. Like they're not even changing the roster, really. You know what I mean? Like they're doing like minor moves, but they're not bringing in anybody crazy. They're not sending out anybody crazy.
yeah,
Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. I
yeah.
just it pisses me off.
We haven't had a good relationship with rankings the last couple of weeks. Like
No,
it's just
no,
like
we have not.
the
Because these
ranking.
clowns, these stooges that they get to vote on these rankings, don't know what they're talking about. Because That's part of the problem too. Like you have guys, and it's like this for the Hall of Fame too. They have
Mhm.
personal vendettas about certain guys, and they keep them out of rankings or out of Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Chase Utley didn't answer one of my questions. He's not going in the Hall. X. No, dude. Like these people, you got to put feelings aside. You need to look at their work on the diamond.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense. It's the same thing with the Rangers. They were a crazy team in the regular season, let alone the postseason. So it's not like they were one of these teams like the Diamondbacks or like the Phillies were 2 years ago, where they won 80 something games and
Excuse me.
they were out of the like you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
they dominated the regular season and they dominated the postseason. Adolis Garcia single handedly won them how many games? Like
I
it's
mean,
just insane to
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Go on and on about
I
that whole
could. No,
thing.
I could, because it's just dude, it's every ranking, and I we sent them to each other all the time. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, "How is this not here? How is this person not here? How is this team not" like,
Yeah.
I just the
Let's have
only
some
rankings that get it right are the Orioles having the number 1 farm system,
Oh,
because
yeah, that's
that's,
the
like,
only one.
indisputable.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. My light
You
just
lost
went
some
out here.
y'all I was gonna say you lost some lighting over there, huh?
Yeah. I think that's, I don't know if that's a sign or something. I don't know. The light went out, so technical difficulties, but we'll work on that later. It don't matter. All good, all good. But listen, yeah. So Henry, is going off a little bit. So I mean, hey, you had to let it off
I
your
have
chest
strong
real quick.
opinions, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I've always been like that. I have strong opinions.
you gotta let them know. You gotta air it out,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, because I
They
can't
gotta
keep
you gotta let it out.
I mean, I haven't seen a ton. It just seems like spring training is finally starting to ramp up.
Mhm.
O'Neal Cruz is at 5 home runs in the spring now.
Mhm.
Two of them were against us, but
Yeah.
regardless, 5 home runs in the spring is crazy because
Oh
you're
yeah.
not getting the amount of at bats, you're not getting all that stuff.
Mhm.
Garrett Cole is down for 10 to 12 weeks. He doesn't need Tommy John
Yeah.
yet. The update was no Tommy John surgery needed yet. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. Like, why would you not? It doesn't no, but that doesn't make any sense because you're
Yeah.
gonna okay, you sit him for 3 months and whatever, but
Yeah.
then it gets to a point where if he throws his arm out during the season, he might be done completely. And
Yeah.
now you just wasted all that money because baseball has fully guaranteed money.
Yeah.
You just wasted all that money on this guy. You, my thought is just sit him. Like, sit him, go after Snell or Montgomery, which it also came out that the Yankees aren't going to get either of those guys, which I don't know how that's happening. But the problem is they're in a tax bracket where they would have to pay in tax 110% of the contract. So if they signed Snell for 40 million, they'd have to give the league 84 million
Mhm.
in tax. So it's like I understand why they're not, but with Garrett Cole, like Blake Snell should be calling them like the price just went up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of Snell, I saw a report that like the Astros were in on him kinda and looking at I mean, it's like I keep seeing these reports like, oh, like this team's in on him, this team's in on him. It's like I mean,
Yeah.
not that I really care because I remember I don't want Snell or anything like that anymore, but
Yeah.
like I mean, you think the guy would get a contract sooner or later. I
Yeah.
guess.
I
I
just don't
mean,
get it. Well, he's not gonna so I saw something um the other day. I don't know if I sent it to you. It was this is the first time in however long that both Cy Young starters aren't going to be pitching opening day. And
sheesh.
it was I think it was since like 87 or something crazy like that or like somewhere in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And I sat back and I thought about it. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like
Yeah,
that's insane."
now that you think about it, it's like,
Right.
alright, yeah, it's like,
Well, yeah,
wow.
because Snell won it for the National League, right? Padres?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then Cole won it Garrett Cole won it for the American League, so that makes sense. It's
yeah,
just wild, and one's from injury and one's because somebody doesn't have a friggin' team, which is insane to me.
yeah. I mean, good for the
It's
Yankees. They dodged a bullet, not make he doesn't have to get Tommy John as of
yeah,
right now.
right.
So, but dude, so Adam Duvall is going back to the Braves on a
Yeah,
1-year, $3 million deal.
I saw that.
We
Yeah,
couldn't
Jack
sign Adam Duvall for that much?
Jack Fritz is heartbroken. The high hopes pod he's wanted Adam Duvall
Yeah.
for, like, 7 years or however long.
Dude, I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
and he's going back to the Braves, and we all know what's gonna happen. Oh, he's gonna have like a good season, blah blah blah. I just for 1 year, 3 million deal, we couldn't get him.
Yeah. Everything just makes me think that Dombrowski has something else in the works. Like, I don't
I,
know. It makes me feel like he's saving money for the trade deadline.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Three
hmm
million, I think that's a little excessive to be like, I don't want to bring him in. But then it's like, who do you have as a roster spot? Do you send Pache and Rojas down? Like there's a lot of things that a player like that brings, a lot of questions.
yeah.
So it's just tough. But $3 million, I think that's a little ridiculous that we didn't feel like paying him that. But again, not my money, so I don't really care.
I mean, yeah,
I know that pissed you off. You sent it to me right away. You were like, "We
it did.
cannot
Like I
sign him."
said,
Like,
we couldn't sign him for that much.
yeah,
I mean, and then I mean, we ended up we did sign somebody. Jordan Luplow. Is that yeah?
yeah,
It's
yeah, yep, you got it.
how exciting. I mean, I guess. I mean, I seen clips of him with the Rays hitting bombs off Chris Sale, which is kind of funny because now
That
he's on
was
the
also in
Braves.
what, 2018?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah, I
it's like
mean, yeah.
it's like when
I'm
you
not gonna
see
get.
football highlights and they're like, "Is that Peyton Manning as the quarterback?"
It's like, did I just see him in there? It's
Right,
like,
right, right.
I mean, I don't know. I
It's
guess it's
just
good
I
for
don't I
depth,
don't know,
maybe.
man. It's tough. It's tough. It's a
I don't.
tough market right now.
It is, and I mean, I don't think unless like injuries happens, hopefully not. But I guess we'll see
Right.
Luplow like somewhere, maybe. I don't know. Um,
So, I don't I don't know if you saw this, but Foco, the company Foco, who does the Phillies overalls and everything that you see Garrett Stubbs with the beers and it, they made
yeah.
short alls. So they made short overalls. This is them.
Oh my god.
Dude, you know how
I might
awesome
have to
that would
cop a
be?
pair. I might have to get a
Bro,
pair, bro. I
no,
don't know.
I'm not
You're
getting
not
that.
gonna get that? No.
No, 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 no.
What about the regular overalls that they
What
were
do you mean?
wearing? Like
Oh, yeah.
the ones that go a little lower. Like that one looked a little short, like a little too short.
That's the short
Yeah.
alls. That's what I'm saying. That's a
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
product.
That
Dude,
would be wild. That would be
dude, they're
wild.
like halfway down the thigh, not even. Garrett Stubbs is gonna be running across the field in those things.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee it.
I mean,
I got a couple pairs from one of my buddies who works at the Phillies. Shout out Bob. But
yeah.
but yeah, no, he works for the Phillies and I went to his apartment for a housewarming. He goes, I was telling him how I got these Eagles overalls and they were way too big and I was like, I didn't even return them, like, whatever.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Do you want Phillies ones?" I was like, "Yeah." And
Yeah.
he was like, "Here, come here."
Absolutely.
So he takes out this box and he's like, "Oh, here." I'm like, and it's not like stuff that are like giveaways and he's just like taking and like he's not supposed to. Like it's just
Mhm.
stuff that they're giving him.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
was like, "I'm
exactly.
just gonna like I'm not gonna wear them." He was like, "Just wear them."
Yeah.
Because he doesn't go to the games. He's a cook for the clubhouse. So it's like he's like, "I'm not gonna wear them."
Yeah.
So I was like, "I'll take them." So I got a blue pair and I got a red pair. I think
Yeah,
I'm giving the
that's
blue pair to my girlfriend, but
that's tough. I mean, I think I might have to get a pair. I might just do it. Like
of
I
the
just
short ones.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
Sure was I
dog,
was
I was
joking
about to
about that. No,
say,
no,
yeah,
no
no,
short ones. We'll do a longer pair. We'll do a longer pair
yeah,
because I
yeah.
don't think that would be really.
We'll do an overall episode. We'll both wear our
That's what I'm
overalls.
saying, right? That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I mean,
yeah.
it's it's a
It's
vibe,
tough,
man.
bro. Don't get like your shirt size because the size I got a 2X in the Eagles ones, dude.
Mhm.
Dude, they're like 6 inches long on me, and I'm six
Jesus.
three.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like, I got a 2X, so I'm like, "Oh, my shirt size." And then, like, the chest was way too big, and
yeah,
then it was, like, 6 inches long on my past my feet. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me." So I was
yeah.
like, "Whatever." But the Phillies ones I got, they're both, like, larges, and they fit me. They're actually a little long, but they fit me. So, just don't get your shirt size if you're gonna you know what I mean? Like
Because it runs different, whatever.
right.
It's like not
No,
like
it doesn't even run different. It's just, like, I guess it's different, like shirt size versus like it's not like measuring your chest size, it's measuring like everything. It's like
yeah,
2X is like Lane Johnson and Fletcher Cox from the Eagles wear 2X's of those. I'm not
yeah,
the size of them.
yeah. Exactly. It's
Like,
like all
you know what
right,
I mean?
it's definitely different.
Right.
Did you see Dylan Cease to the Padres? I saw it. That was. I mean, I
Who
guess it's good
cares?
for them. I mean, it's the
Who
Padres who are not really gonna really go anywhere, I guess, but,
Dude,
I
they
mean,
had to declare bankruptcy last year because they didn't have enough for the payroll. They had to ask for a loan.
I
Come
would've liked
on,
Cease
man.
too, I mean, getting Cease would've been nice,
Yeah, but I
but I
think we would
guess
have had to give up too much for him.
probably.
Because did you see what the haul was for him?
Yeah, I mean, it was prospects,
It was 2 of their top 20 prospects. That's what
but
they would have asked from us.
prospects are prospects. We don't know how they're gonna pan out.
I agree, but I'm not giving up Andrew Painter for Dylan Cease. That's my point.
Yeah,
We
I don't
got
know.
think about this. We have 3 guys, right?
Mhm,
We have Mick Abel, Griff McGarry, and Andrew Painter.
yeah,
And say you trade 2 of them for Cease.
mhm,
One of those 3 guys is bound to be good. And knowing the Phillies' luck, the guy we keep is never the guy that stays good. So I'm not trying to. I'm so scarred from when we were so bad for like 7, 8 years, whatever it was.
yeah,
I just don't want to give anything up as far as the future and stuff. I'm willing to move a little bit. I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm
mhm.
not selling the farm for a guy who has an expired contract this year. I'm not.
I mean, think about it though, Zach Wheeler,
Okay.
right? I guess you put Aaron Nola
I'll tell
at
you
the
what, I'd trade Taiwan Walker for him in a heartbeat.
I don't know how he's still on the team. I guess he's gonna be on the roster though. I guess he's gonna be on the roster.
Yeah, he
So I
is.
mean,
Yeah, he is.
oh man, it's gonna be a battle with him all year. But just think about it though. If you get Cease and you put Cease at like third spot of rotation, or how would you do that? Would you put Suarez
So
over
I would
Cease,
do.
or you do Cease over
So
Suarez?
are you saying are we getting rid
Hypothetically,
of Taiwan or like what? So in my
um,
hypothetical, Taiwan's getting traded and like
yeah,
some draft pick, right?
yeah, yeah,
So I'm going. Essentially, I'm going basically what they have right now. I'm just swapping Cease and Taiwan because if you have Nola because he likes being number one, which is fine. Wheeler has no
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
And you have Wheeler, of course. Then you have
Hmm.
Ranger. Cease as a number 4 is borderline insanity. Like he's going to be crazy good, and then you have Sanchez at 5. And I think that you have to put him in between Ranger and Sanchez because, as I alluded to in the last pod, they're a lot similar than
Yeah.
some people think.
I, yeah. I mean, putting Cease that low though, I don't know.
But it's
Then
not
again,
even because
I mean,
he's
you might
bad.
have
It's
to
just
though.
an embarrassment of riches at that point.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, because realistically, the only guy he's better than in that rotation is Christopher Sanchez.
yeah. And I mean, we saw
You know what I'm saying?
recently
Like
what.
he's not like if you go to a team that has like 3 garbage guys at the top and you're put
Mm,
for okay, you have a problem, that's fine.
yeah.
But if you have a guy who he's not better than Wheeler, he's not better than Nola,
No.
and him and Ranger are a little bit split, but like I said, Ranger and Suarez are so alike. Or
Hmm.
Ranger and Suarez, what am I
Nah.
saying?
Yeah.
Ranger and Sanchez are so alike, you have
Mm,
to split them up.
yeah. I mean,
Because you
you
can't
don't.
have a team hitting against essentially the same pitcher 2 days in a row.
Yeah. True. And I mean, I know recently you were telling me the other day about Sanchez. He had like a struggling outing the other day during
Yeah,
the game, and it's
yesterday.
like,
It wasn't, we're recording on Saturday, so that was Friday night.
yeah, yeah.
Um, he just had a tough go, and so I was listening on the radio because it was actually on the radio this time,
Wow.
and yeah, which is it's gonna be on the radio at 1 o'clock today, but he was just giving up some hits up the middle, like just
Hmm.
it wasn't any like huge hits. It's just he was getting nickel and dimed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they said that he must have been uncomfortable because he was drenched from head to toe in sweat.
Jesus.
That
My
Florida
goodness.
weather is different, man.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah.
But
Hey,
it
it's
might have
spring
been part
training.
that, and again, like yeah, like you just said, it's spring training. I'm not gonna say,
Freak
oh well,
out.
let's sit him down. I texted you because I was like, this might be something to watch, but
Yeah.
he only gave up 2 runs and they pulled him. So,
Yeah.
but you don't
Hey,
want that guy going 5 innings anyway. So it's like,
exactly. Yeah. He doesn't. We're not expecting him to go like full, like
no.
full 9 innings or
Ranger
something like that.
hasn't given up a single run all of spring training. I don't know if you know
Dude, Suarez is gonna be so good. He's gonna be
that.
so good. Yo, you know what? Actually, screw that. Suarez for Cy Young, bro. Come on now.
All right, all right.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I mean, the odds. I'm kind of
But
curious what the odds
he's
are.
probably not even on the board, dude.
Nah, I'm checking. You never know, dog.
I'm
You never
telling you,
know.
he's not. I think he's gonna throw a no hitter in the next 2 years, though.
Swa-
He's just got
I'm,
that
I'm
vibe.
I'm seeing what Suarez is on the board. He's definitely on the board.
He's definitely
I-
not.
If he's not, it's disrespectful.
He's definitely not.
We
You might
gotta
as well
check
get pissed
this.
off now. There's no way he's on there.
If he's on there, I'm putting it down. On putting money
Well,
on him.
you, dude, he's gonna be like plus
I mean, Christopher
25,000.
Sanchez is on here at plus 20,000. Ranger Suarez plus 13,000 right now.
Okay. Lists usually don't go down that far, so that's why, like, usually there's not that many people on there. You know what I mean? But
Hey
I
man,
don't know, man. It's gonna be an interesting year. And I heard somebody on the radio, I forget who it was, but they said that this is the first year that Ranger hasn't had some sort of nagging injury in the spring.
yeah,
Every year he does.
knock on wood.
Not
I
go
mean,
yeah, yeah. But, like, usually he goes into camp with something like that, which he didn't
yeah,
go into with anything, so that's a plus.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
That's a plus.
that's good. That's a good sign. We don't need any of that BS
No,
going
I
into
agree. I
opening
agree.
day.
I agree.
Um, but yeah, so it's season's soon, starting very soon.
I can't
Next
wait,
week, next
dude.
episode, we're gonna be talking a lot about opening day for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so like I said before, make sure if you haven't already, go follow the socials. Instagram, Beyond the Bank Podcast, Twitter, TikTok. Same names. For the new followers recently, we appreciate it.
Very much
Welcome.
so. Very
Yeah,
much so.
it's trust me, it means a lot to us. Like I said, we're still growing, we're still improving.
And it's just nice to, like, have people to talk Phillies with, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I just got into a fantasy league with another podcast, shout out to 30 Take Podcast.
Hmm.
They're one of my favorite baseball podcasts. They cover around the league,
Yeah,
but they're a great podcast, and it's nice to just have people to talk baseball with. Like,
absolutely,
baseball is such
absolutely.
a niche, like a niche sport,
Yeah,
whatever that word is, I don't care.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's such like an interesting sport because the people who love it are like diehards. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And it's
Absolutely.
interesting because this isn't one of those sports where it's like you can act like you know what's going on because you really
Hmm.
can't. You know?
Yeah, no, not at all.
So like when me and my girlfriend first got together, um, who's Gabby, by the way, from the
Hmm.
thing,
Shout out
which
Gabby. Yeah.
yeah, but she she wasn't super into baseball, but like since we started going out and we started doing the stadium tours, we're at 8 out of 30 right now. Hopefully
Yeah.
next year we're gonna go to LA or
Yeah.
to California. We want to do all 5 of those. But like now she loves the game, and it's like seeing people love the game is one of
Hmm.
my favorite parts about baseball. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's from our favorite movie, Moneyball. Like, how can you not be romantic about baseball?
How can you not? How
It's
can you
just
not?
it's the perfect sport. It's the
It
perfect
is.
sport. Like,
It
I
is.
listen I listen to it on the radio, and I'm like, "Damn, it must be warm outside." You know what I mean? Like, it's just it gives a vibe, you know what I'm saying?
It
I'm at
does.
work listening to the game, and I'm like, "This it feels warm outside, even though I'm
Oh yeah.
inside." Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah. No,
crazy, but
it's awesome. Like I said though, continue to support. Appreciate it.
all right,
Go Phils.
go Phils.
We out.